Ashka again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in the last video we talked a little bit about what oral health care is and what dental cavities are, and the need for alternative treatment options for individuals with special health care needs and intellectual disabilities. So today I kind of want to take a deeper dive into the project that I'm implementing and kind of talk about that and how I came to the project that I came to and how that project developed. So I hope you enjoy this video. So for my community-based program development and implementation courses at A.T. Still University, I was required to develop, implement, and evaluate a public health program to be implemented in the community. And so for me, that topic that I wanted to focus on was simple. It was going to be an oral health education program in children, as educating the children at an earlier age is the most effective way to instill the proper oral health care behaviors that they require to carry on into their adult life and their elderly life that will help keep their mouth and their teeth healthy. So while I was planning this program, I was living in Wisconsin, and so I had all my resources lined up, and then during that time I had decided to move to Arizona because of a career opportunity. So all those resources that I had lined up in Wisconsin had kind of fallen through because it'd be hard to implement an oral health education program when I'm not physically present in the state. And so I had to rush and scramble to find other resources to be able to implement my program in Arizona. So while I was looking for organizations that I think that would be most effective to implement my program in, I came across this children's shelter in Tucson, Arizona called Casa de los Niños. And I knew that it would be the perfect organization for me to implement my program. And so I reached out, and they certainly liked my idea. And so the program aimed to reduce the prevalence of early childhood caries for primarily the underserved children between the ages of 3 to 6 and then 7 to 12. But however, due to the limitations that I faced in terms of the inconsistency in the children's attendance in the organization, and then also the impact of the program on the oral health literacy of the children was difficult to measure. So those were some of my greatest limitations, and so I was kind of dejected because I wasn't able to really do what I had intended to do based on the project that I developed. However, my mentor at the site really said one thing that really stuck with me, because despite not being able to measure the measures that I had outlined in my proposal, she certainly said that it had an impact on those children. Sometimes those parameters are hard to measure, but these individuals, these children specifically, they come from underserved families, right? So underserved low-income families, and then they're stuck at a children's shelter, so they don't really have the proper resourcing available to get the oral health care and dental care that they require. And so what little interaction that I did have with them was very impactful in teaching them and instilling certain oral health care behaviors, such as brushing your teeth twice a day and flossing once a day, and what kind of toothbrush you should be using. So as a result, when I had to develop this practicum as my final project for my master's program, I definitely wanted to do something that was a continuation of that oral health education program that I implemented in Tucson, Arizona, so that I could reach a larger and more vulnerable population that included but wasn't limited to the underserved children and adults with learning disabilities, and any other disability for that matter, and then the elderly population. So all of those populations I wanted to reach, but obviously targeting all of them would have been rather difficult. And so perhaps one of the greatest needs for advancement in the public health field is addressing the dental disparities that are faced by individuals with special health care needs and intellectual disabilities. And so the primary rationale for expanding my program to explicitly the special health care needs population and the intellectual disabilities population was based on the premise that dental care is limited for this population and not many resources are available to aid them. So the program is designed to assess the need for an educational intervention and the various other components that are proposed in the outline of my program. Access to and the provision and maintenance of good oral health has been identified as a significant public health problem, especially for individuals with special health care needs and intellectual disabilities. It is important to note the similarities and differences of the oral health disparities that are experienced by this population compared to the typical healthy population. And so many individuals with special healthcare needs and intellectual disabilities have similar oral health problems compared to the individuals without special healthcare needs, but those without special healthcare needs possess the motor and cognitive skills and abilities to maintain oral health and to cooperate during dental treatment. And so the other extreme scenario for many individuals with special healthcare needs and intellectual disabilities is the presence of severe dental decay or periodontal disease that is exacerbated by their medical condition or their developmental disabilities. And so contrary to the category of individuals, this population contains cognitive deficiencies and physical limitations and other behavior problems that enable them to compromise self-care. So in order to effectively achieve the goals set forth by this Oral Health and Dental Caries Education Program, I conducted an extensive literature review to figure out and to determine the deficiencies that this population faced with the current dental system. And then the identification of these dental care deficiencies enabled me to develop an oral health education program and the materials in that program to educate the population, and then identify resources available to these population, and then define focus areas of the advocacy components that other healthcare professionals and other public health professionals should focus on. So the implementation of the program kind of addresses one component of a larger issue of the increasing prevalence of dental caries and access to oral health care. So due to the limited knowledge, training, and resources available to provide care to this population, other alternative means such as this oral health care education program are being pursued, while also attempting to bring forth change that enables easier access to care for these individuals. So certainly this population definitely faces those disparities, and trying to find an alternative is something that I hope that I'm able to do, or hope that my educational interventions that I implement at the organization that I've selected here. So the organization that I've selected is the Arizona Recreation Center for Handicapped Individuals. It's located in Phoenix, Arizona. I think it's certainly a great organization that provides and allows these individuals, both adults and children alike, to develop personally, to respect each other, and then to be innovative, right? So they're basically stating that their disability does not define them, and that they're able to do whatever their heart desires to do, just as we, as normal, quote unquote, normal human beings, are able to do with our lives. And so I think it's certainly a great organization. It's a perfect place to implement an oral health education program. So I hope it's effective. If you guys have any comments or questions, please comment below, and I certainly will address them. And then if you have any suggestions on other videos that I should do, I will certainly take a look and develop it. Thank you all for watching.